Hello guys, this is Rob, or you may know me better as Lightning Collector 2021, and I'm back again this week with another review. And today it is the second part of, or for me anyway, the second part of Deluxe Wave 2, where we have got Time Force Blue Ranger with his motorbike, or the Vector Cycle. I used the same process of this as I did to buy a Snizzard. If you haven't seen that, feel free to go and check out that review. But I did order this from Amazon US because it was due out here, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe it was in March, same as Snizzard. And he popped up on Amazon US and he was available. I did actually pre-order it on there, and it was about the same £2.30 more than waiting until March to get it here. So I'd obviously paid the £2.30 extra and got it early, and it's arrived today, so here it is. I will leave a link in the description. I will try my best to remember, so if you are in the UK and you're interested, you can grab it. If not, hold out till March. It may even probably come a little bit early, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So having a quick gander at the box, we have got the front where it's got our usual Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo. No window display, as we will probably continue to see, other than the ones that we know that still got any old packaging that are due to be released. But this again is plasticless packaging, they say, other than the tape and the glue. It just tells us at the bottom what we're getting. So it's a Time Force Blue Ranger with a Vector Cycle. Artwork on the side is pretty good. On this side we've got the same as we've seen so far, Time Force Blue Ranger. It's just telling us what we're getting with a really nice artwork on the side. I'm actually a fan of these, I quite like them. I think if they were all made the same, that would look pretty cool, and you'd have them all displayed nicely with the little picture. But obviously you're not going to end up with that, because you are going to have Time Force Red that will be in the old one. And then on the back we've got the same as on the front again there, and it's showing us what we get on the back here. So we have, I believe his name's Lucas, and he comes with his normal head, which I have looked at, and it does. And then as a side, it's got the helmet, it's two swords that clip together, and his gun, plus two closed fists and the motorcycle. We've got all our legal stuff on the bottom of the back and the bottom of the box. And out of the box, this is what we get. The bike does come in pieces. So unfortunately my bag was ripped where all the bits from the bike was in, along with the figure and all these accessories. So these fists were loose in the box. So when you open up your box, if you're getting this, be a little bit careful, because these may be rolling around inside. Either that, or I was very unlucky with mine, I'm not sure. But we've got our closed fists as the accessories. We've got our blaster, which I can't remember the name of, so please forgive me. His helmet looks pretty nice, and I can't see any major problems with that with my eyes. We have got his swords, which are a little bit bent, and these aren't exactly rubbery like the others, but they're not solid plastic like the Time Force Red ones either. So they are a little bit bent. They do clip together. And unfortunately this one, and I don't know if it is the first one, but I believe it to be, that we don't actually have a lightning effect piece with. So that was a bit disappointing. I did look at the back of the box and I didn't really notice or think anything of it, and then when I opened it up and I tipped all the accessories out, I realised that we don't have one. And here's Lucas. Face sculpt looks pretty cool. Fairly looks like him. Detail on the belt's pretty good. More for on the side, which from a distance looks fine. Pinless again, which is what we keep tending to see with these plasticless packaging, that all the new figures that they're bringing out are pinless. So we have a bit of, mine's a little bit stiff, but we've got a movement on our foot as usual, where it goes side to side, up and down. We've got nothing on the boot there. Double jointed knees, swivel at the top of the fire, the drop down in the hips, so you can make him seem a little bit taller. But when you do that on mine, it's a little bit wobbly. So as you can see, he's probably not going to stand up very good. So I have pushed mine up and they do stay. So there we are. We've got some turning on our wrists, our double jointed elbows, bicep swivel, our butterfly. This one's head is a little bit loose, but it doesn't mean that yours is going to be. I will obviously swap it out for the helmet so we can have a look. So it goes all the way around. He looks up a decent enough amount, looks down decent enough, and then obviously we've got our midsection joints there. Having a look at the bike, it looks very nice. It's a good weight. The wheels move quite freely, which is nice, front and back. We've got a little, I was going to come to that in a minute, but there we go. We've got a little kickstand underneath, so if you did want to play with it or your kids play with it, whatever, you are more than able to do that. And then you can just click it down to obviously have the bike leaning as it was, just like that. The cannons on the side, or they look like a rail gun, I suppose. They clip in and they do come out quite easily for storage, so you can just pop them back off if you want to store it. The same with this doesn't clip in, it just slots in, so it's good for a display piece, or if you wanted to glue it in if you're not going to sell it on or whatever later, but it doesn't clip in, which in my eyes is a pretty good idea, just in case you wanted to store it away. And then obviously the handlebars, that is really annoying. Do move the wheel underneath, but the range of movement is obviously not that great because there's a lot of plastic in there. It is a very chunky bike, which in the early to mid 90s, I should say probably mid 90s, Time Force was out, I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But a lot of motorbikes were quite chunky at that point, so they wasn't as thin as you do see now. So I'm not surprised that the size of that compared to the figure is probably accurate for its time. There he is holding on to his bike, looks really, really nice. I am more than happy with this figure. The only downside of getting him on the bike is either you're going to have to pry the hands open to actually get it onto the right grip, obviously this being a probably a clutch lever, because his hands can't get past these little hand guards. Unless you're going to sort of heat it up, put it over, then it's probably easier just to get him to hold on to that, which I will probably display him like that from this side, and then you won't even notice anyway. So that is pretty cool, and I'm a massive fan of this bike. It looks really, really nice. I love motorbikes anyway. It's nice to finally have a teammate for Wes, so be really cool to start figuring out this team. Obviously the blue one originally was leaked as the green one. It's nice to finally have a teammate for him, and for me personally on my display it was hard trying to find somewhere to put him that didn't look out of place, but because he sort of didn't belong anywhere it was difficult anyway, so it's really nice to have that. Alright, and lastly, just comparing to some other vehicles we've got, so it's a lot of white and blue that we've got here on these vehicles so far, so it would be nice to see something a little bit different soon. But so they're all scaling nicely as they would because they're all from the same line, as you'd expect, but they look pretty cool together, so if you was displaying vehicles together, they would be more than satisfying, and this satisfies me very much because I really like these. And that's it for our motorbikes in this collection so far, until we get that long-awaited re-release of the In Space Silver Ranger, and they will finally be able to hit the racetrack together. My final thoughts on this figure are that for the money it's pretty good. It's a lot of figure because of the bike that you're getting. The bike is pretty stable, it's decent. Quality of it doesn't feel overly cheap, it feels heavy enough. Maybe with all the accessories on, obviously it would. The figure is fine, it's what I would expect. It's a shame that the drop down hips will make the legs a little bit loose, so you are having to in effect shorten your figure so you can get him to do what he needs to do. However, on the other side of that, if you're spending out this money on this figure, you're probably going to be displaying him with his bike anyway, so you're not going to notice him sitting down. It's a shame about the lightning effect piece. It would, you know, even just to give a blue version of the one that we've seen with the Time Force red, then that would be fine. Or any version of the same effect piece would be cool. But yeah, I'm overly happy with it. I don't regret buying it. I'm excited to find a place for it in the collection, and I will definitely be investing in probably most, if not all, of the others that they bring with it. But it would be nice to start adding a bit more to different teams. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Any clean comments are well appreciated, and I just hope you enjoyed the video. So until next time, thanks again, and I will see you soon.